Hey y'all, Script Critics. I'm here to review Iria, Zeiram, the animation, which was released back in 1994. It was directed by Amino, who is known for the Macross 7 series. Music is by Hoichiro Yoshikama, and this was a anime from a bit of the Japanimation era of like a lot of anime properties where they would eventually come to American shores and they would be translated, and it would be as a new phenomenon for most Westerners. They had not become akin to it so much. It was very new grounds by that point. Now we frequently take for granted how much anime is just in Western markets, but back then it was very scarce. Right off the bat, even before I talk about the story or the characters' animation, their fucking intro song is pretty damn fire. I like listening to this song over and over again. It is a song called, I'm not going to try to pronounce the Japanese version of it. The English name is At the End of a Melting Dream, and it's by Yayoi Goto. The vocals sound like it's like a Japanese version of Bjork, and like they have these nice drums, they have like soft guitar licks. I'm just like, God, this is pretty damn hard. I'm not low key. This is a good song. But anyway, but the story is about this apprentice who is in the bounty hunting on the alternate world. Believe the place that most of the series takes place. The 6-episode series is on mice, and she even though she's an apprentice, she really likes to show that she is capable and she wants to be the greatest out there. She has an older brother. It's kind of suggested that that's not her biological brother or wasn't raised by the same parent, but still brotherly figure to her, named Gren. Now I know in the dub it's Gren, and in the original it's supposed to be Glenn. There's a few like small details that they changed for the sub and dub that I found out by searching it, but nonetheless I'm gonna call him Gren for the rest of this review. But Iria wants to show herself. Right off the bat, she's helping out to make sure that this kidnapper, doesn't hurt these two innocent women, these hostages. She saves them, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get this guy. I'm gonna collect my bounty." But lo and behold, more experienced bounty hunter that's a bit more grizzled, takes it. He has like this big, like flying, like kite like contraption that he can fly up and down in, and has a fan. It's not a fan, like an umbrella on top that's very sturdy. Like early on in a chase, when she's trying to collect her bounty and trying to help out Gren's friend Bob, who is at first just some dude that works with him, vaguely ethnic guy. Like we really don't know terribly too much. In the first episode, he gets fucking axed. But they do bring him back, and I do like the way they brought him back. I think when they brought him back, he was significantly more interesting. But yeah, like they're being chased around by these robots that can spin their legs like they're fucking Red Tornado from DC Comics, and just chases them with these like weird ponytails, and they get into their like flying plane car, and and there's a lot of really great scenery. The way there's a lot of ways they set up shots The animation is, sometimes, pretty fucking amazing. For the most part, it's just good. Nothing wrong with that by any stretch. But main characters, they go to a ship called the Karma out in deep space. They go there and they have been sent on a mission. They found this big hulking monster, just big and thick, kind of just with long head that looks like a traditional like Chinese farmer's hat, and just has like this little tiny white, like porcelain-esque face, and just like it extends, and you just get all this slimy neck, and it just like starts biting people, and it's like, what the fuck? That's fucking creepy. I do like what they did with this monster design, and this creature Zeiram is a fucking problem for the character of Iria. No fucking doubt. But so Bob gets axed. They save the people that were on the ship, just fucking ransacked by this monster, and just start killing people in his blood, everywhere in this fucking ship. Well, not everywhere, but you know what I mean. Just fucking carcasses just throughout the ship. And they're also able to save this guy who's a vice president of this company called Tipidai, and he's like, I need to go home. I need to make sure she's safe. And it's like a locket with a little girl on it. And Iria's like, I'll protect you. And they're set off, but the monster still just won't be taken down. And before you know it, Iria's in the flying plane car, and she's off, and she's bolts out. But meanwhile, her brother or brother figure is left on the Karma, and it explodes, and you're like, oh, I guess he's done. But we'll see. So it continues. Iria's now on a planet called Tau Wajan. She's in the Shadow District where there's a bunch of like street rat kids, and one of them is this kid named Zay, and Zay steals her plane car, and Iria gets very upset and starts shooting at the kid. And like immediately when I was first watching this, like I had no patience for Zay or the other slum kids. But I started thinking more about like their situation, like how like they have nothing. And when I started rewatching more, I liked Zay a lot more when I was rewatching. So I don't put that as a slight to the character. I think that was more that I need to see it through another perspective. Like when you immediately start off with a character that I'm rooting for, and you take away something that's very important to them, like sometimes that can go against my immediate feelings towards said character. But another thing that the kid steals is like one of her beads that like shows how badass of a hunter she is. But yeah, Zeiram attacks the slum town, and the big bureaucratic people on the rich side just don't care until the monster shows up to their fucking front doorstep, and oh shit, I guess we gotta deal with this, because they were like, oh, let them die, they're not worth anything. Like, god damn, y'all niggas ain't shit. You just gonna let you so Bob, in I believe it's the third episode, he is turned to AI. Iria goes a hunt for the guy, the vice president, and there's a big conspiracy of whether Zeiram was developed by this company as a weapon. And she finds out that this is very much the case, and the little locket that had the girl's face, behind that locket is a fucking thumb drive with all the information, his diabolical plan. And he gets his ass a bit whooped, and he gets fucking sprinkled on, and his fucking security guards, they get their ass fucking handed to them by Iria. Iria is no fucking joke. She is a badass. But yeah, they're able to go through by Fujikuro meets up with Iria, and they get into one of these weird tanks that like has like puffed up tops and like comes with air and shoots a laser. They commandeer one, and they just start hauling ass through the town. It's pretty fucking dope. Fourth episode, Iria finally finds Gren, but he's been possessed by Zeiram, and Zeiram like morphs out of him, and like he becomes less of him, and it's like, oh my god, what the fuck? So apparently Zeiram takes host and can hide pretty well in human bodies that have been dead. Now Iria meets up with Kay again, and Kay is with good friend Komamasa, and Komamasa and Kay are both end up on the same planet as Iria, and Kay really wanted to see Iria again. And they get on a rocket that's then taken away by these bad guys that took away this scientist named Dr. Toka, and they just head off. And before you know it, they're helping out the doctor get untied as a hostage. But fucking Komamasa gets bites the fucking dust and stabbed by Zeiram, and it's like, damn. But rest in peace, Komamasa. We barely fucking knew you, and now you're dead. Goddamn. Fifth episode, we get warnings from Dr. Toko, like how Zeiram is, and Zeiram starts attacking mice, and they're just throwing weapons at them, and Zeiram starts making these fucking little monsters like out of this like weird bloom thing. It just starts just excreting monsters, and monsters just everywhere. I'm like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do about all these monsters? Goddamn. Zay and Fujikuro, they team up, and Zay is like, we owe it to Komamasa to kill this thing, and Fujikuro is just like, you're so much like Iria. It's fucking irritating. Get out of my face, kid. And in the last episode, one of my favorite scenes is when Iria is like horrified by like the choices to kill Zeiram because it has her brother in it, and she just thinks about like how this makes her feel weak, and she's traumatized with dealing with this thing over and over again. And she's like in the shower, and she like punches the mirror, and she's like bleeding, and they cut immediately to the intro. That's fucking good. I like that. I like that it has no dialogue. It's just just raw emotion from the character, but it's not like just yelling out problems. You just feel the struggle. Fucking military on mice is like throwing lasers, and they got a transporter, and they transport Iria and Zeiram to like a desolate planet, and they're fucking beating the fuck out of each other. Iria like starts getting attacked by tentacles from Zeiram. Now I know what you're thinking. You pull out tentacles in anime and a cute girl. What do you expect? But no, not this time. But she just starts blasting, and eventually it's too much for Zeiram. She almost gets fucking murked like so many goddamn times, and and it was really satisfying to see like it's finally defeated. I love when like a knife is like put through like the weird long extended neck of this fucking creature. She like stomps out the fucking both halves of the head that she just split in half, and she's like digging them into the fucking dirt like they're like befallen cigarettes. I'm just like, I laughed so hard when I saw that. I'm just like, yeah, fuck Zeiram. Zeiram ain't shit. If Zeiram is like a fucking just a monster of destruction, and it was made by this fucking company to use as a weapon, and it's like, goddamn, just get out of here. And then you're gonna possess my brother and like turn back into my brother while I'm like trying to like contemplate if I'm gonna kill you or not. Like, nigga, get the fuck out of here. That's I'm saying this like as enjoying it, but I'm just trying to speak as like the perspective of the main character. So overall, animation is pretty damn good. There's a lot of great action set pieces. It's frequently very dynamic, and I do like that. Music is good, especially that fucking intro. That intro is hard. I do like Zay. One thing I was surprised about Zay learning is that Zay is a girl, and I was surprised because Zay is seems very much coded as male character, and is very and considering that Zay is a girl and identifies as a girl, like a very tomboyish girl at that. But I don't have a personal problem other than Fujikuro's line that I can smell that you're a girl, which sounds a bit weird when you're talking about like a little kid and you're a grown-ass man with like green frosted tips. It's just like it was also entertaining to see fucking Fujikuro be taken down a peg, just like losing his fucking flying contraption. It was interesting that he was like still trying to convince Iria to come along through a client, but we do learn that he does have a soft spot for Iria, and he kind of looks over her like that's his niece or something, like he's a begruntled uncle. But yeah, this is definitely a show I would recommend to especially more old school, like 90s era, late 80s era anime fans. It has a lot of similar but not the same feel to like titles such as Akira, Ninja Scroll, and Ghost in Shell. I'm not going to say this is as good as those, but I still think it's enjoyable. There are a few jokes I do like that actually do include. I kind of wish it was longer. Like I know Zeiram is in the title, and I know that this is supposed to be, I believe, a prequel to the live-action movie, which I haven't seen. But it actually like has some contradictive canon because like the movie is supposed to imply that this is the first time she met the alien monster Zeiram. So overall, I do not feel disingenuous in giving this 6-episode series, this OVA A minus. I think is very well done. It's just a weird feeling. Like I realized, like, to make sure I had like thought of everything, I had like keep in mind myself of certain events that happened. I'm not gonna say like avoid it because it has like a forgettable nature, but maybe that's one thing. This might be go against it, but ultimately, like I do see the good technical quality. I do like a lot of the characters. Iria is a character I do really like. Honestly, I feel like this could benefited from having a full-fledged series and multiple arcs, and we go to even more planets, because I see there's a lot of potential here, but ultimately it's probably a little too late, and you know, it's a bit too far after the iron is hot, and there's only so many people that have nostalgia of it because it was a very limited release. But I personally would not mind seeing that myself, and yeah, if anyone wants to do that, they are freely. No, I don't know who the rights actually go to, but anyway, tell me what y'all think. This is. I don't plan for this to be my last anime review. I plan to do more in the future. So tell me what y'all think. Tell me if you've seen the series. If you think it's good, bad. Do you agree that this intro is fire? As far as the Krypton Critics, I love you.